Hey guys, what's up? This is Groovus X, and thank you for your time as always. And I just want to show you a few of the new things that's, again, this is the concept art for what I'm going to submit to Kickstarter. And hope everyone's doing great. Thanks for joining me. And if you remember when I showed you these, this was the tiles that I used for those first Kickstarter videos, which I'm not going to use at all. And these were too claustrophobic. If you know, there was like walls everywhere. And I want a more open feel to Dungeon Crusade, you know, because there's going to be a lot of ranged units, and I just wanted it to look like a sprawling dungeon. So I went back and redesigned everything. These are the concept art, and stuff's going to change, but I think this makes a world of difference. There's kind of what I'm thinking that the 2D artist is going to do a much, let me actually pan back and see this. That's a massive dungeon. These are just some of them. There's going to be many more tiles, but what I'm doing different is I've designed these to be 6" by 6" tiles. And I did that because the bigger figures, again, these figures, if there's a lot of ifs, if this goes through, the company that I can't really say yet, who's going to be supplying these, I want the big figures to be able to fit so you can put your, the smaller ones kind of next to him somehow. So they can go there. So, why does YOLO always want to go out and dungeoneer when I do this? Sorry. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that that was what they kind of look like now. It's just bigger, and I like the tiles, or the squares are bigger. And the only thing, you know, at the print company, I went to pick it up, and for some reason, you know, this is a layer tile, and it's going to be 12 inches by 12 inches, and they cropped it. So it should match up there. And I have to go back, and then over here, the siege tile, when you break into the dungeon in the first battle, they crop that down. So it's supposed to match the 6" by 6", but it doesn't. Another thing I added were the spawn points, these crystals. That's where the monsters will. And I put these little white gems and black gems on the floor, so you know it's a dark room, or of course you can kind of color see. It's like a dark room and a light room, and then you put that to the orientation of where you're standing on an unexplored edge. So that's some of the stuff I added. I'm going to go around here and just show you, because I couldn't do it before, of what dark rooms kind of do. Like if there's a monster, for instance this one here, sorry for the glare, all monsters deal +1 damage on a hit when they attack from this room. So any monster that you're fighting in here, they're going to do extra damage. Right here, this dark room, monsters gain a +2 to attack and AC rolls. This is a pretty nasty one right here. All monsters in this room receive the top initiative tokens first. So if there's a few orc archers in there, they get the 1 and the 2, so they're going to act first. Right here, here's like a regen room. If they're in this dark room, they regain 1 hit point at the end of combat. So that's kind of what dark rooms are going to be. And just real quick, I'll show you this too. These are kind of, I like this encounter I came up with. It's kind of, you can see it, it's like almost like 2 eyeballs. But I was fooling around with the encounter cards, and I wanted something, I didn't want monsters, I didn't want heroes on it, I wanted it to look kind of mysterious, because it's like an encounter. So I came up with this with like white smoke and the black, and then like the white, I don't know, orb and black orb kind of standing off. And so this is actually one of the encounters that hopefully, a lot of ifs, if the game hopefully goes through, but this is explosion. And it's a real simple one. It's like if your hero draws it, and any hero within 3 squares of the hero who drew the explosion card is affected, and you roll a d4 and you take damage. So I'm kind of going for that. Again, that's almost like that retro kind of art with that explosion. So that's, I had another one here called Mind Twist, and you have to discard some of your ability cards if you have them. So that's that. Remember, healing surges, those are gone, and the temple now sells Holy Revival. So I redid the tokens for that. Whoops, that fell. But so that's the new token for that. And then lastly, I wanted to touch on this, and this will be it. But when I was discussing before, if you notice, like level 1 heroes, they have 1 d20. Level 2, they have 2. And level 3, you get a final 3 of them. And so what that is every level, that when you start out the game, you just have, of course, one d20. And as you go up in level, you add dice. Because when I went back and watched those videos, it got boring when there were so many monsters. And by adding dice to the monsters and the heroes, combat is it's a lot more deadlier because you're dealing more damage. And it really speeds up gameplay with it. And that's about it. I'm trying to get some gameplay of the new combat system, and when I come back, I'll show you like their specials. How when he rolls for like this guardian ogre here, when he rolls, he can do an axe swing, and you roll. I'm calling this the S die. You roll this red die, and if it comes up, what did I put on here? I've got so many numbers in my head. Oh, if it comes up 11 through 20, any adjacent hero to the hero he's attacking are going to be hit. So if you figure this damage here, he does 2 damage and he gets 3 dice because he's a guardian. So if he hits, and what's his attack for that? His attack is +8. So he gets to roll 3 dice. So we would add 8 to this, and let's say a hero's AC was whatever, 15, he would definitely hit. So that's 2 damage per dice. So he would do 4 damage with that. You see how that works? And if he would have got a 13, you do that because he does 2 damage by all these, his damage is 2, and then with the 3 dice, that's 6. So combat is way more deadlier and faster paced, and the risks are just higher. So that's it for now. I hope you like this kind of new tile design. Again, it's just a concept to show off for the Kickstarter campaign. The 2D artist that I've secured is going to do amazing things from some of the work I've seen. So I'll be back with some gameplay hopefully tomorrow. And again, thank you for your time with everything, and I will see you soon.